Dave Dombrowski has made his second trade of the MLB trade deadline with just over 4 hours to go until 6 o'clock Eastern when the final moves can be made. The Phillies got an outfielder. They got a right-handed bat, and they got a guy that has some pretty proven success in the postseason, which I think is another factor that we need to talk about when talking about newest Philly, Harrison Bader. Yes, you probably know the name. He's been around a few teams over the years, spent a good portion of the beginning of his career with the St. Louis Cardinals from 2017 to 2022. He was then traded to the Yankees. He was with the Yankees for 2 years, traded to the Reds, signed with the Mets, signed with the Twins, and now Dombrowski has made his second move in under 24 hours with the Minnesota Twins, acquiring Harrison Bader once again. Bader, the package for Bader, as far as we know right now, is just Hendry Mendez, a Phillies outfield prospect, and Jeremy Valoria. Mendez is the Phillies' 12th ranked prospect, but, all things considered, the Phillies got a right-handed hitting bat that's having a pretty solid year for the Twins without really giving up any major prospects, any sort of prospects that truly, matter to this farm system right now. 271 at-bats this year, 70 hits. He has 12 homers, 38 RBIs, 10 stolen bases. He's hitting .258, the .339 on-base percentage, and a .778 OPS. I wrote up a big thing on Bader really quick for Crossing Broad as the news broke. I said Hendry Melendez and Jeremy Valoria are going back to the Twins in the deal per Matt Gelb. Harrison Bader is an immediate upgrade in the outfield, especially when it comes to defense. He's in the 92nd percentile in fielding this year. He has, let me pull this up really quick. I got to find it. Where'd it go? Where'd it just go? Had it right here. 8 defensive runs saved in left field, 5 defensive runs saved in center field this year. He is an absolute wizard. Some people are calling him out in the outfield. There is a mutual option for Bader in 2026 worth $10 million. It's not the flashiest move. I understand that. But the outfield got better, and the Phillies gave up 2 prospects that a lot of people haven't even heard of before 15 minutes ago. The Phillies got another right-handed bat, something they desperately needed. They kept their top prospects again. Maybe there's still another move to be made. We'll see. A little under 5 hours to go until the trade deadline. Once again, Bader is having a pretty solid year. He's 111 OPS plus, 439 slugging percentage, 10 stolen bases, 70 hits, 271 at-bats, 27 walks with a 339 on base percentage, 12 homers, 38 RBIs. I think the biggest takeaway, there's Dave Dombrowski. Dave's not the biggest takeaway. The biggest takeaway, I think, of this trade is the fact that one of Johan Rojas and Max Kepler aren't going to be on this major league roster on Friday, right? You have Nick Castellanos, you have Brandon Marsh, you have Harrison Bader, and then, they only carry 4 outfielders. One of Kepler Rojas is probably going to be the odd man out here. Do they finally go the route where a lot of people want them to DFA Kepler? Maybe. Do they send Rojas down to AAA? Maybe. Also, I think there's a very big chance that this opens up Justin Crawford coming up to the pros. If Justin Crawford is not traded over the next 4.5 hours, which I do not expect him to be, I would be shocked if you don't see Justin Crawford within the next 5 days at Citizens Bank Park. I think it's going to be possibly immediately after the trade deadline's done. I think the Phillies were keeping him down in AAA, to keep the value up just in case they needed to include him in a deal. But as of right now, they haven't yet. And Justin Crawford's been tearing it up down in AAA. He's tearing apart lefties. He's having a really good year. And I think, at the start of this weekend, you could see an outfield of these 4 guys, the matter of Crawford, Bader, Marsh, Castellanos. And then what happens to Rojas? What happens to Kepler? I don't know. This could open up a situation once again where Kepler's DFA'd, Rojas is sent down. But listen, all things considered, I like this move. I think this move is, once again, it's nothing crazy, right? Hendry Mendez, the Phillies' 12th ranked prospect and outfield prospect, and Jeremy Valoria, a right-handed pitcher. If anyone in the comments has heard of both of these guys, listen, I have, because I just kind of have to. But if anybody in the comments has heard of both of these players before today, let me know. And honestly, I'll be impressed because, these aren't some top Phillies prospects. And they got a guy who's a proven player. He's been in the league for a while. He's been in the league over 10 years now. And this guy's got some juice. Like, he can pop. He's an immediate upgrade over Kepler, who's obviously the signing just has not worked out. Max Kepler actually came over from the Minnesota Twins, so Dave Dombrowski has had his eye on the Minnesota Twins. Came over from the Twins. It just hasn't worked out. Now they're hoping the opposite with Harrison Bader. Honestly, I expect Harrison Bader to take down a fairly good amount of the innings in center field. He is a wicked defender out in center. He can play some sick defense. I think right now, before they call Crawford up, I think it would be a mix of Castellanos in right, Bader in center, Marsh in left. I think that's the route they could go. Then obviously once Justin Crawford comes up, where does he fit in there? He could probably play left. Marsh would move to the bench some days. Marsh could play against righties. Bader could come out here and there. Like, they have moving pieces here. They have options. And, they went from an outfield through a few days ago was basically Kepler, Marsh, Rojas, Castellanos, now to Marsh, Bader, Castellanos, and the anticipation of Justin Crawford coming up. The outfield's gotten a lot better over the last 48 hours. Now, obviously, adding because it's just starting to make sense, right? You got the righty in here. Now you bring up the left-handed bat, the prospect that you haven't brought up yet, because it seems like, as of right now, he's probably not getting traded. So once again, second move made within 16 hours of Dave Dombrowski and the Twins. Obviously, I know Sean Bernard talked to you last night about Johan Duran, but if you stayed this far, I need to rant about Johan Duran really quick for 1 second, because this guy's a freak. Anybody that watching this video, Johan Duran is going to be the best reliever you've ever seen put a Phillies uniform on. He is unbelievable. He's averaging 100 miles an hour on his fastball. His little splinker that he throws is disgusting. He has a nasty knuckle curve. He is unbelievable. The entrance is electric. He is electric. I wrote a big article for Crossing Broad if you guys wanted to go check it out. Just, in depth on Johan Duran. I think we all know that he's a good reliever, but I really dug into, the back end of his game and what makes him so elite on the mound, because he's one of the best relievers of baseball. And now Johan Duran and Bader are basically coming over together, right? Both from the Twins. Dave Dombrowski may not be done. That's my final take here on this video. I think the fact that he's still saved so many prospects that I think we thought could be gone, I think it's telling that he could go get another bullpen piece, or he could go get one more bat still. Personally, I don't think Dave Dombrowski's done. I think he has one more something up his sleeve, and we have about 4 hours left for him to do that. Once again, if you guys have not subscribed already to the channel, please do so here. We're humming here. The Phillies are humming. The Phillies are making moves. Johan Duran and now Harrison Bader from the Twins for two young prospects. Smash that like button if you haven't already. Hopefully I'm on here again today making another video about another trade. But if not, we will see you tomorrow. Big series kicking off Friday night. Johan Duran will be with the Phillies on Friday wearing number 59. Rob Thomson switched to number 49 so Johan Duran can have his number. But once again, newest episode of Phillies Digest. My name is Luke Arcaini, and I will see you guys next time.